Poke, jab, counter, sidestep, sweep back the leg, Korean, make side forward, forward, punish. I think it's safe to say that I have a lot of things to cover. Wow, a lot has happened since my last update. I found an entire fighting game community in my region. I got really sick, and then I got better. And also I received my fight stick, the Hori Wrap N. Let's start with the fight stick. At first it was pretty difficult to get comfortable with, but like with everything, it got better with time. I've had it for about a month now, and it's been a great experience, barring the initial difficulties. Initially, the 0.8 pound spring that was originally inside the stick was too loose for me, so I replaced it with a 2 pound spring. While I had thought that would be best for me, I occasionally found myself missing inputs due to me not pushing on the stick hard enough. This then led me to return to using the 0.8 pound spring, which is working out great for me. I also decided to try out a bat top. I used it for about a week before I returned to the ball top. I'm still on the fence about which I prefer, although I'm currently most comfortable with the ball top as I've used it the most. Now let's get on to some actual Tekken. The most difficult part of this process so far has been choosing and sticking to a character. Now, having played Tekken 7 for around 100 hours casually before this, I had more than a few go-to characters, but the idea of tier lists was always looming around in my thoughts. Then I rewatched Rangchu winning Tekken World Tour last year with a panda, and I realized tier lists are just a lie. Yes, there are reasons some characters are better than others, but Tekken seems to be so well balanced that the difference is negligible. If you put the effort into playing your character's strengths instead of focusing on their weaknesses, you will succeed. And with that being said, I decided to go with Elisa as my main character. Yeah, I just like robots, and Jack looks way too aggressive for my liking, so Elisa it is. Once I had that sorted, I was ready to actually start learning how to play Tekken the correct way. I was lucky enough to find a nice 2-hour guide by a YouTuber named Frame Whisperer, and I just worked through all of it. At that point in time, I didn't know I had an entire FGC right in my backyard, so I just stuck to playing treasure mode. I started from scratch, throwing out any prior habits or knowledge I had of the game, and the result of that was me losing. A lot. Yeah. I'm not very proud to say it, but I got my ass handed to me by some green rank AI. But I persevered, and now I'm sitting somewhere around the blue ranks. Doesn't mean much, but it shows improvement. But then I discovered something deep in the depths of Discord, a program that I do not enjoy using. It was a nicely sized FGC with players of so many different games. People constantly talking about this new mix-up they found, encouraging people to enter the TWT, more experienced people helping out newer players. It was great, so I decided to put my issues with Discord aside and embrace it all. I found a few people to play some matches with, and it was then finally time to embrace how little I actually knew about the game. Counter hit after counter hit, constantly getting frame trapped. These weren't the local matches I played with my friends. This was basically cyberbullying. I lost 14 straight matches on my first night playing, but when my opponent was probably bored and exhausted, I was able to sneak a victory in. And I held my head high as I then proceeded to disconnect, as I was clearly the better player and needed a greater challenge. I then spent the next week reading frame data sheets. Things are feeling a lot better for me. It all looked like one enormous mountain to climb at first, but now it's still one enormous mountain to climb, but at least I understand the memes. I didn't intend for time to be so long between the videos. I got pretty sick the weekend I planned to make this, and I just left it on standby until now. More frequent video uploads from now on, and as for the videos to come, probably something on the character choices and my struggles with learning fundamentals, backdash, etc.